Hey everybody, it's Monica with King's Titan Homestead, and the generator just died. Luckily, I had gotten the last video uploaded to YouTube, so there's that. And so I've been trying to basically do like a 24-hour vlog from around midday to after the next morning's unpacking of the bees is kind of like what the recent vlogs have been about, what I've been doing. So I did I did get dinner going. I used an Instapot with just some roast and some potatoes, and just was like, because I'm so busy with bee removals, and I try to still put homemade food on the table, things that are good for you and don't cost a whole lot. And so the Instapot cut off right at the perfect time. So dinner is done. I actually had a snack with some of it. It's delicious. So this is something that, I've always cooked homemade, and, people in the family, if the main person that's cooking starts to not do it, um, it's kind of like an abrupt, a change in their lives, and they don't like it. It's not that they don't verbally say it, but I was always told, that when you stop doing something and you don't realize you stop doing it, but then somebody in the family, the personality might change or something. And then you have to think about, well, are they thinking you're not doing it or you're too busy for them, kind of thing? So always remember, if you're going to juggle stuff, a lot of stuff, don't forget your loved ones. So that's my tip for the day. But so I was able to get dinner done. I was not able to get my Etsy store shipping finished this morning. It did conk out on me. So yeah, got to do that sometime. But I wanted to show you real quick some of the thrift store finds. So besides going to the Leave a Plant, Take a Plant, free plant stands of Arizona, I also, if I have more than a half hour to spare between bee removals or inspections, I will swing by thrift stores. And I absolutely love thrift stores. So these are a couple of the finds. Actually, I found 4 items that are awesome. So I'm going to start with this one here. This is an old coffee grinder. So I am not quite sure if I'm going to part with this one, because one of the things that it's got a drawer full of lids. Any money? That would be nice, right? Did Grandma leave money in this? So basically, I'm going to find out if it works, one. And then I'm going to look at my coffee grinders to see if I have one in my pantry, because I think most of the coffee grinders I have are electric, and that's just a no-go for a homestead that is trying to be self-sustainable. So I really love hand tools, and any of the vintage, old, well-made, I don't make them like this anymore, tools. So I'm going to check to make sure that this works, number 1, and it might be something that I'm going to end up keeping, number 2. But something I'm definitely selling that I think is fabulous, because I fell in love with it when I saw it. Even though this is not my style, I'm totally Southwestern. I do love embroidery, and I really, really appreciate handcrafted items and art. So take a peek at this really awesome vest. It is got the Chinese motif, got the Chinese dragons on it, and it's really quite lovely, but this is not the side that I fell in love with. Check this side out. Whoops. Check this out. And it's puffed. It's raised. So there's snake, and I don't know what that is. I guess a crawfish or something. Maybe a lobster. Who knows? Spider, and an appliqued and embroidered and puffy. like a quilt. It's just really fabulous. And the reason why I always check the stitching. Now this is machine stitched. It is not handmade, but it's machine stitched on a home sewing machine. It is not something that came out of a commercial shop. So I think it's quite lovely, and I enjoy it, but it's not my style. So this will be on our Etsy store, and I will put a link to our Etsy store below so that you can, if you're interested in that, you can go check it out. Also, don't forget, for our viewers, just for our YouTube viewers, we have a promotional code where you can get 10% off any $50 order or more, and use the code TITAN10, TITAN10. So that's for you guys, just for watching. Thank you so much. I also picked up this really cool Moravian Potters, hope I'm saying that right, of North Carolina. Something that always has a huge value is early American pottery. There's just not that much of it. So this caught my attention, not only because it was printed in 1972, and the photographer signed the book, and take a peek at all these fabulous wares that has illustrated in it. So this is one of those things that I'm going to show Dan, because he is one of those guys. He loves watching the Antiques Roadshow and things like that. So I'm going to see if he actually might want to keep this in our reference library. I also need to research it to see what the value of the book is. So not sure where this one's going to go. So there's that one. And then the next thing I found was Pool Noodle. You're like, huh? So what am I going to do with this? A YouTube channel video. So going to cut this up, and it's going to be flotation devices for our bees. And so one of the videos that's going to be I've got like a list of videos that are coming. And one of those videos is how to provide a safe watering source for our native pollinators and our honeybees. So, and that we're going to use a pool noodle. And I found this at the thrift store for $2. I think they're only $3 at Walmart. But hey, I'd rather give money to the thrift store, which is usually for a good cause, versus giving money to, never mind. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to behave myself. Just sold a brass marble cow skull buckle. Just sold that on Etsy, so you never know what I'm going to come across. So make sure you go check out our Etsy store, King's Titan Homestead, and see all the different really cool, unique items that we have. We do specialize in Native American art, and there's going to be more of that to come. Thanks for watching. Oh my goodness, it is getting hot. Very hot. But to finish up yesterday, so I had to run errands again for bees. Stopped by a fellow beekeeper who is consigning honey to the Pima County Fairgrounds for the Southern Arizona Beekeepers Association's booth. So I stopped there, got that honey, and then I went over to one of my students and assisted her in inspecting her hives and getting them ready for requeening. Then I ran over, delivered the honey at the fair, and went on to do a bee removal out of a communications pedestal. So it was a busy day, but I couldn't really show everything because we're having high winds again, and it is drying out all the beautiful mesquite flowers and palo verde flowers, and the bees can't get out and harvest because it's just too windy. 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I was working on fixing my observation hive for the fair, and I set it outside on my wash machine, and I heard a big gigantic boom, and it like fell over. So luckily it did not break. So it's just nasty out there again. I just really don't know. I think I'm going to be feeding bees tomorrow morning. Oh well. Enjoy these photos, and I'll catch you later. Bye. The laying worker hive from Tina is putting in cells off the brood that I gave them. So it looks like we are on our way to fixing this problem. And the laying worker from the removal is creating one queen cell from the brood that I gave him.